Hello everyone, welcome back to SteamCode. In this episode, I'll show you how to make basic plots using pandas in Python. Now for this, you're going to need Matplotlib and Numpy. So if you don't already have them installed, you can say pip install Matplotlib and pip install Numpy. Now once you have those two packages installed, you can import them into our current project. So say import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. We're going to be using this to create our plots using pandas. And we can say import numpy as np. Now the cool thing about matplotlib is that it perfectly integrates with pandas. So there's not a lot of headway, and you'll see that we can create a simple plot in just a few lines of code. Now our data frame that we're going to be using in this piece of code in this tutorial is going to be composed of random numbers. So we're going to need a random number generator. So we can create a variable here called RNG, random number generator, set that equal to np.random.default_RNG. Now we can create our data frame using this random number generator. So we can say df is equal to pd.dataframe. Now we're going to specify the series that we want. We're just going to have a 100 row by 1 column series in this data frame. So we can say rng.integers. Now the integers we'll take are from 0 to 100. So it'll create random numbers from 0 to 100. And the size of this list will be 100 by 1. 100 rows in 1 column. Now let's specify the column header by saying columns is equal to subscriber_growth, because this data frame will simulate how the subscriber growth for a particular channel looks over a 100-day period. Now just to take a look at how this code looks, let's print our data frame so we can just see how this data frame looks with these random numbers. As you can see, we have 100 rows in 1 column. All of these numbers that we see are between 0 and 1. And these numbers on the left-hand side, remember, are the indices. So they go from 0 to 99. Now, to plot this data, it's as simple as saying df.plot, and then we actually need to show the plot, so we use matplotlib to say plt.show. Now what that did is it created a figure. The numbers span from 0 to 100, and we can see the various random numbers that it generated. And it has a simple label here, subscriber growth, because that's the column header that we chose. Now, let's make this just a tad bit more customized. So we can say, let's create a box plot. df.plot.box. Let's comment this out for right now. Let's see how a box plot looks with this set of data. So now we have a simple box plot of the subscriber growth. Now this doesn't make a lot of sense because this data isn't necessarily geared for a box plot, but you can make a various array of different types of plots using pandas. Let's try a bar plot. Here we've got a bar plot, and the indices here on the x-hand side just represent the days. So on day 0, we have this number of subscribers. On day 46, we have that number of subscribers, so on and so forth. Now it's understandable that you may want to customize this plot. So let's add a few labels. So instead of just saying df.plot.bar, let's set it to a variable. I'll call this AXS. And then this variable will allow us to set the labels for that bar plot. So axs.set_x label. Let's just say this is the day count. Let's do the same thing. Copy this, do the same exact thing for the y label. Now the y label represents the amount of people. Let's run this code again. So here we have day count on the x-hand side and amount of people on the y-hand side. Now, there are many cases in which you may want multiple series of data on the same graph, and that's very easy to do. Let's just update our random number generator to make it 2 columns. Let's update the column headers to say subscriber growth and then maybe view count as well. So now we can see the randomized subscriber count and randomized view counts, or subscriber growth and randomized view counts for various days on a particular channel. Now, there's a lot more that goes into different plots, but this was a very basic overview of how to create simple pandas plots. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to like and subscribe. But this has been SteamCode, and I will see you in the next one.